All right, you all. I know it's been a minute since I put up a video, and I make this excuse for every single video. I'm going to turn on some light here. I'm sure... Anyways, welcome back to the channel, and thanks for watching. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications. Like the video, obviously. We always appreciate it. So, anyways, I work today. I work a lot from home, but there are days where I have to go into the office. And when I go into the office and I work all day, I get home, I don't really feel like doing anything. And I've got to cook for little kids, and I just don't feel like it a lot of the time. And today's kind of one of those days, but I'm going to cook anyway. But I'm going to do something real simple. And this is a really simple recipe. It's actually a very cheap recipe as well. And if you're like, a bachelor, bachelorette, you're living on your own, or maybe you just have a roommate, this will leave leftovers. I'll feed a family of 4, myself, my wife, my two little ones who you've met, and there will still be leftovers. And here we go. And I'm going to do something real simple here, all right? We're talking a whole chicken, 1 pepper, a bell pepper. I use the red ones because my wife doesn't like green ones. I'll use red or orange or yellow, but I love green peppers, but my wife hates them, so I don't use them. And then I'm just going to use an onion. We're gonna cook those guys separately off on their own, and that's going to be our veggie. And we've got our chicken. So this was a reduced price chicken over at Kroger. And they do that when things sort of get to be, like they're about to expire. Like this one here is about to expire on April 27th. And it's April 29th. Shh, don't say anything, and I won't tell anybody either. But I'm going to spatchcock this chicken. And then we're going to throw the whole thing in the oven. We're going to cook it. And then we're also going to fry up these veggies as well at the same time. It's a very, very simple, it's a very, very easy meal. And it's also very, very affordable. Onions are cheap. You get one of these little peppers here. I don't know. I think it's depending. A lot of the time they're on sale during season. And they'll be 90 cents a per pepper. Or you can buy a pack of 4 of them for $3 or something. So the prices kind of vary. Sometimes it'll be $1.33 or whatever. I know food prices are up right now. Onions are cheap. You could skip the pepper if you're in a pinch. The chicken itself, again, just find a cheap whole chicken. And this is going to be good. I'm going to season this up, and it's going to be real good. So stay with me. All right, you all. So first thing you do, we got our chicken going on here, is you get yourself a knife. Hopefully you got a sharpener, because you want a sharp knife for this, because I'm going to cut out the spine of this chicken here. Now, this is just a little cheap brand you can get off of Amazon. I don't know. I think this thing cost me $7.99 or whatever, and it works just fine for just kitchen use. I keep my knives pretty sharp, so I'm just going to give it a real quick, hit, just to make sure that it's as sharp as it can be and it's in its best condition. All right. Get all your metal shavings off. Easy peasy. So, what you're doing with these, with a chicken like this, actually, real quick before we start. When you get one of these whole chickens, oftentimes they put all this stuff inside of it. And this is going to be the liver. Oftentimes it's the neck. There's the neck of this. And you can use this stuff. You can cook it, use it to cook it and create a gravy or something. I believe that's the liver. But you want to get that stuff out of there, obviously. You don't want to cook all that stuff inside of it. All right, so we got that. Whatever, I'm already gross. We'll just keep on keeping on. Sorry, I probably need to get a chest mount for this GoPro, but I simply don't have one right now. So feel it out. You feel the spine. You'll feel where it's at. All right? And just kind of make a nice little cut. All right? And then give it a good stab. All right, that side. You can cut this any way, all way you like. Move it over here. All right, and when we just toss that in there. And you could totally make a broth or a gravy or whatever out of all that if you like. You can simmer that stuff in some boiling and some simmering hot water, and all the meat will fall off, and you can strain it, and you've got yourself a nice broth. But this is what we want to see. We want that bird to be able to open, and what this does is it cooks more evenly. Let me get rid of this, put this knife off to the side. The whole bird cooks more evenly. All right, so instead of just this massive thing, it's actually, it cooks faster, it cooks more evenly, and you're good to go. So we've got our bird spatchcocked up. And really from here, it's all going to be a matter of seasoning. So I'll get some seasoning going here, and I'll get back to you in a second. So I said we were keeping it pretty simple, because I worked all day and I don't really feel like doing this. So easy, quick. You could just put salt and pepper on this and cook it in that, and that would be perfectly fine. What I do is I use some of Lawry's garlic salt. This is available everywhere, in every grocery store, in every Walmart, or Meijer, or Albertsons, or King Super, or wherever it is that you live. This stuff is there, and for any house, I definitely recommend having it around. So I'm just going to hit this up with some of this garlic salt here. Make sure you get in those little armpits for this thing. All right, make sure you turn it over. Make sure you get it all up inside there as well. And if you want, if you're not a big skin person, like, you can trim off a lot of this skin. I like it personally, so I'm going to leave it on there. But make sure you're just getting all those crevices, all right? Same thing goes when we get into, and I've got some thyme here as well. This we're going to use a little more sparingly. We're just going to kind of lightly sprinkle this around. You don't have to worry about getting it into every crevice as much. A little bit of thyme goes a long way. All right, good to go. All right, good deal. And then from there, I've just got some regular old black pepper. And, you don't have to worry about overdoing this stuff, really. Hit as much as you can. All right, again, flipper. Make sure you're getting it on the inside as well. This pepper shaker is not ideal, but whatever. It'll work. All right, we got our bird all seasoned up. We got our bird all good to go. This bird's pretty much ready. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to take a pan. This is an oven safe pan. You'll see there's no plastic on it or anything. You can use any pan, or if you have a roasting pan, definitely feel free to use that as well. I'm going to throw some olive oil in that pan, and then we're just going to take this guy and we're going to slap him right on there. And the chicken's good to go. All right. Another trick that you could do if you really wanted to is you could, I've seen some folks do it. They'll take an entire stick or a half a stick of butter, they'll set it there, and they'll fold the chicken over it and cook it like that. That's all preference. I'm not going to do that today. We're just going to cook this bird up, just straight up like this. It's easy, it's gonna be quick, and in the end, it's gonna be awesome. All right, I've washed our veggies. This is all ready to go. I'm gonna take this olive oil and I'm gonna hit up our other pan here, and this is not a oven safe one, and we're gonna cut up our veggies. And this is, everybody kind of does these differently. What I tend to do is I cut off a corner, I'll cut off another corner, and then I'll usually just chop out this little seed and stem. We'll get that guy out of there. Shake off as many seeds as you can, pull them out, get rid of them. You don't want, I mean, I don't know, the seeds aren't gonna hurt you, but you know, they're just, for an already simple meal, they're just gonna make it look even less fancy. And then from there, we're cutting just some strips. All right, easy peasy. All right, always be mindful of where your fingers are. Take your business, toss it in the pan. Always slow down once you're getting close to your fingers. That's, I know that for reasons I don't need to describe here. All right, yep. Got all our veggies. We got our red pepper in there. We're good to go. Almost done with that. All right, pepper's in there. Now we got our onion. The onion still has another layer or two that needs to come off of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off both ends, the stem ends. And that leaves me with an onion that looks like that. Put that down, get rid of that. We'll cut it right down the middle. All right, now that exposes all those layers. We can go ahead and get this onion peeled and get all that tough papery layer off of here pretty easily. All right. In onions, it's kind of the same. I mean, it's different, obviously. I cut them like I would a lime, which is in wedges. And the wedges end up being all right. You could also do it in like onion ring fashion, go that way. But I'm going to do it the other way. I'm going to pretend that this is like a lime. How you would cut a lime. And there we go. Oops, losing my onion here. All right, same for the other side. And like I said, if you prefer like more of like the rings, like the actual round rings, you can do it the other way. I prefer this way. So it's all a matter of you. If you want to dice it up, you can do that as well. Basically, this is going to be the onion and the red pepper over there. These are going to be our veggie for the night. So we got our protein handled, obviously, but we need a veggie. Now, also, if you want, you could cook up a baked potato or do something along those lines. Really, anything kind of goes with these. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my hands washed so I don't smell like an onion for the rest of the night, and then yeah, we'll get to cooking. All right, so some things that I'll just mention. All right, I use thyme on that for the seasoning. You don't have to use thyme if you don't like thyme. For me, I find that it goes very, very well with poultry of any sort. But if that's not your thing, some people don't like thyme, you can use oregano. You could use Italian seasoning. You can leave it all out altogether. Just put a little bit of salt and pepper on your bird. It doesn't really matter. It really does come down to you. I'm not really going after any particular kind of recipe right now. I'm just making dinner, and I don't really want to have to do a whole lot with it. So yeah, we're doing that. For the veggies, all right. Again, we're kind of right in there where we just season it with what we feel. And you know what I'm going to use today is I'm going to use a little bit of smoked paprika. It's going to change it up a little bit so that the veggies don't taste the same as the chicken. And then from there, I'll just add a little bit of black pepper. And I think that'll do us on the veggies. So the veggies, like I said, 1 onion, 1 red pepper. I threw some smoked paprika on here, probably about a half a teaspoon, just spread out. And then I'll probably add about another 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And then, of course, olive oil at the base. I have set my oven to 400 degrees. So 400. Actually, I think I accidentally set it to something else. There we go. Now it's set for 400. So we've set it for 400, and I'm going to let that heat up. And then I'm going to leave that in there for probably about 20 minutes. I'll pull it out, see how it's doing, and I'll flip it over onto the other side of it. Because I don't really care about this. I mean, I want it to be done, but I don't, like, there's no skin over here. I want to flip it over and get it out of the oil so that that skin on the other side is like super crispy. And that's what I like to do. And you can even, at the very end of it, if you want, if you like it to be like really crispy, or you like it to be really browned or even blackened, you can even turn off the oven and flick on the broiler. So either way, I'll let you know when the oven's heated up and we'll get it in there. All right, our oven's at temperature. I just tossed the bird in there. So we are cooking. And like I said earlier, that is an oven-safe pan. So make sure that you look, and I've got the oven at 400 degrees. That pan would probably get warped and messed up if I cranked it up to like 500 plus degrees. So I wouldn't use it for something like that. You can use a roasting pan. They're super cheap at Walmart. There's a lot of oven-safe pans that you can get. Even if you have just something stainless steel, just to make sure it doesn't have like a plastic handle on it. Also, and also make sure you have yourself an oven mitt, because obviously you don't want to burn the hell out of your hand, or a towel or something that you can pull it out of the oven with. But make sure that you read the bottom and that it's an oven safe pan. So that's all I'm saying. Don't ask me why that's important. Some people may have made mistakes in the past, but that was a long time ago. And I haven't made them since. So, as for our veggies, I'm not gonna do anything with these yet. I'm gonna set our timer here. I'm gonna set it for 20 minutes, and we're gonna let that side get done. The chicken, that is. We're gonna let that cook for 400 degrees for 20 minutes, but that doesn't mean that it's done. I'm gonna pull it out, I'm gonna flip it over, and then we're gonna do it again. Probably when I flip the chicken over, that's when I'll start heating up the veggies here. You could start cooking these now, but I don't want them to be mush. I want to hit them on high heat for really just enough time to just give them a good, I don't know, sear, a good burn, or whatever you want to call it. Ideally, I would do this out on the grill, but I'm out of propane, and I don't have any charcoal either. But yeah, we're going to do that in here. Open some windows to let the smoke out. I hit it with another dose of olive oil on the top, and our veggies will be done. But in all, with this meal, like I said, I didn't really feel like coming home and doing a big deal. I'll do it tomorrow when I work from home, because I can start earlier. I can throw something in the slow cooker or whatever I want to do. And I have a whole day to do this. But I have a really short period of time when I get home from the office on Mondays. So I'm making this. But the nice thing about this meal, and I say this is, I don't know, whether you just don't have a lot of time to cook something, this basically, all in all, I think from start to finish will be about 50 minutes, maybe 60 minutes. Easy peasy. But it's also very affordable. And I know that grocery prices right now are just through the roof. So I had a discounted chicken because it was almost like on the verge of expiring. And so it was marked down from like $10 to like $6. And then add on the onion and the red pepper, and you're looking at like, I don't know, an $8 meal max. If that chicken wasn't discounted, then it would have been like $11 or $12. And that's like like my family won't eat that entire chicken. Like that's a lot of meat in there. So if you are a bachelor, bachelorette, or a single mom, single dad, or a college student, it's very affordable, and it'll feed you for a couple days. At least for it'll provide dinner for you for a couple days. There's going to be we're a family of 4, and there's going to be leftovers tonight. So it's really the way to go. All right, the timer went off. We're going to go ahead and put our chicken in here. I flipped the chicken and stick it in there for another 25 minutes. All right, this stuff's getting close to being done. Oh yeah, look at that. Oof, we're getting steam on the lens. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. I like mine a little bit more well done, so I'm probably going to actually give that an extra 8 minutes. We'll see how that comes out. All right, we're going to get this chicken out of here now. Go ahead and hit that off. Oh. You're getting the full experience today. And then from here, we're going to turn this on to super high heat. And I'm just going to try and char it. That needs to rest for like 10 minutes. So we're going to give that 10 minutes. Oop. And we're going to cook these veggies. Super high heat. Alright guys, so I broke a cardinal rule with the chicken here. I pulled it out, but then I broke a main rule. Always when you have a hot handle, put something over it, a rag or something else, because I just instinctively grabbed it and I burned my hand, and I know these are going to be blisters tomorrow. So you can hear the sizzle. Let it sizzle for a little bit and then flip them. I want a nice little blackened end, so hopefully we'll get that. Alright, I pulled them off the heat. That right there. That's what we're looking for. Just a little bit of charred ends. It's good stuff. And in the end, that's the plate. Not so bad for an on the go. Until next time. Lennon's gonna send us off.
And make sure to subscribe to our channel and make sure to like the video. And yeah, just smash the subscribe button. Just do it. Just do it right now if you can. Just do it.
Definitely do it. Till next time.